I can't even begin to describe how much of a pain in the ass this all is. You guys see that plane right up there, right there? I hope I'm pointing at it. It's Air Force One right there. By President Trump. And no, this isn't going to be a whole video of me just turning into a crybaby, whiny, third-grade bitch. There's just a few things that, you know, are really annoying lately. The first one, of course, is having a nail in my tire, man. Like, it's a pain in the ass having to fill my tire up with air before I get on the bike. But I will count my angels and blessings with this one, in the fact that I don't have to go buy a new tire yet. I'm gonna milk this one for what it's worth. So I guess there's a little ray of sunshine in that shitty situation. The other shitty thing, it's been hot out. It's the middle of September. It should not be this hot. We should not be having mid 90-degree days. You know, it wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't so stinking humid. Like, I took a shower yesterday morning before we went to the pumpkin patch, and I got out of the shower and could not stop sweating. And I literally never stopped sweating all day long. And normally I sweat a lot. If you guys know me, I'm a sweaty dude. But, I don't sweat that much on a regular basis. What's up, dude? Tell you what though, every year the pumpkin patch we go to, Vala's pumpkin patch that is, gets better and better. I remember back in the day when the kids were 1, 2, 3, 4 years old, it was just the same old stuff, and it started getting run down, and we're like, dude, you guys make millions of dollars, do at least some upkeep. Well, rather than do any upkeep, they just waited for it to get pretty bad, and then they just started renovating and adding. Dude, it was so much fun this year. I'm gonna put a little video right here of one of my sons and my wife and I racing down the potato sack slide out there at Vala's, right here. 3, 2, 1, go.
Brody, move your hand! What? I think I...
Yeah, dude, how fun does that look? My kid kept trying to cheat every time we would race. I'd be like, alrighty, 3, and he'd go, 2 and go, and he'd shove off. So I'd be like a 1.5 seconds late on my launch. And you know, that extra 200 pounds almost that I have on him, dude, I would thrust that down every hump. I would get air on the second hump, and yeah, I always came out winning. You know, I do want to say one thing about, you know, the kind of places like a pumpkin patch or Disney World or Universal Studios, any big public attraction, I guess. For instance, we were on the hay rack ride. We went out to the pumpkin fields. We picked out our pumpkins, and the next hay rack that came out, only like 6 or 7 people got off. But not all the spots were filled. So all the people from our group that needed to get back on a rack and get back to the main area, we had to squeeze in, right? Well, there were some people that did not want to squish together. There was one lady, we literally had one person left that needed to sit down. And this lady had her knee, like leg up on the bench, and her backpack next to her, taking up 3 spaces. All she had to do was take her knee down, scooch over. That one last person could sit so we could get moving. Oh, she refused. So my wife stands up, hands me the 2 pumpkins she's holding, walks up to the front of that hay rack trailer and goes, y'all need to squish together. And the lady's like, gives her a dirty look. She's like, you're taking up 3 spaces. And the lady didn't move. And then to top it all off, we finally get back to unload to go to the regular park area, right? And the lady's daughter, like, says quietly to her mom, goes, what was that all about? And she goes, I don't know, some people are just mean. Bitch, you're the one that was being mean by refusing to make yourself a little bit smaller so that all the people could sit down so we could get moving. Like, come on, man. But I'm the different kind of person. Like, I'm not gonna go confront somebody, because it's normally not worth it, because the people that are that ignorant to, you know, squish themselves together in that situation, you're not gonna get your point across to them. So I would have just stayed quiet. I was about to grab one of my kids and put them on my lap, even though they're 9 and 10 years old and they shouldn't have to be on a lap. let alone the two of them sitting together as small as my freaking ass. When you have inanimate objects taking up two people's worth of space, you can move those things. When you have two real people taking up the space of one person, dude, you can't do any better than that. I just wish, you know, I don't know if I wish it, because then there's not going to be anything to talk about anymore, but I just wish some people could pull their heads out of their asses. Dang, look at me riding all aggressive even though I got a nail in my tire. I'm an idiot. But you know the thing about that would only affect me. When what you're doing or choosing not to do affects others, that's when there's a problem.
One eternity later. 3 days.
You guys see that plane right up there, right there? I hope I'm pointing at it. It's Air Force One right there. By President Trump. Oh, I don't know what it is, but after a whole day's work, I finally feel like I have energy again. Yeah, you can't do anything right there. What are you trying to do? And I don't know what it is, man. Like, it was still a stressful day, but I did get a 2-hour break where I went on a road trip in the forklift. You know, I drove maybe a mile and a half to go load up a big old power generator into a semi, and it took 2 hours to drive over to the location, wait for the truck, because the first truck's transmission blew, so they had to send another truck. And then we got the other truck there, got it loaded up, and then took another 25 to 30 minutes to drive back to my shop. So maybe that was the little bit of change and variance that I needed to be able to not have a crappy day. I don't know, man. Oh, it was great though. Fun little change of pace. Let's see what this person looks like that likes to run red lights, huh? You like to run red lights, bitch? What's up, dude? So you know the thing I was talking about earlier in the video about, you know, the big public attractions. Sorry I missed the wave there, buddy. Too many headlights blurring together. I didn't realize it was a bike till I heard him. If you go to a big public area, man, you gotta be respectful of all the other people that are there to have a good time. You know, if you can take your bag off of a seat on a hay rack ride, put it down on the floor between your feet just to let one other person sit down, do it. Be mindful, be aware. That's the biggest thing, is just be aware of what's going on around you. And don't get pissed off when somebody says, hey, move over, you're taking up the room for 3 people. But you know what I found out in my 31 1/4 years of existence? Is that there are stupid people out there that just don't know any better. So it is what it is, and they're gonna be who they are, and you really can do whatever you want short of like criminal activity towards them, and you're not, even if you were to do something criminal towards them, like, you're not gonna change their mind because they're so ignorant and stuck in their ways. So the best thing to do at that point is just do what you can to make the situation not any worse than it needs to be, and move on with your life. And I told my wife that. I was like, we were on the drive home, and her parents come and take us all, the whole family, because we can fit in their car. And he's like, did everybody have fun? And I was like, no. My wife yells at people and embarrasses me, but I love her, and I love that she has the confidence to do that. Although, hopefully she never pisses off anybody to the point that they want to fight and I have to get involved. Because I'm a lover, not a fighter, man, but I'll do what I have to when the time comes. I just prefer that time never comes. So, this other time will come of when I have to say goodbye to y'all. And I love it that you're watching, I love it that you're subscribing, I love it that you're commenting. So hit that like button, tell your friends, share my channel around, yeah, browse the channel a little bit if you got some time. But I'll see you on the next one. Bye.